In our previous video, we had done with the introduction. Now let us start off with Navy in India, the history and evolution. The Indian Army was the first to acquire unmanned aerial vehicle or UAVs in the late 1990s from Israel, and the Indian Air Force and the Navy followed the same. India first used the military drone during the 1999 Kargil war against Pakistan for photo survey and research along the line of sight control. At first, the Indian Air Force deployed manned English Canberra PR-57 aircraft for photo survey and research along the line of sight, but this system proved highly insufficient and strategically weak over the mountain Kargil terrains. After India lost a Canberra PR-57 to Pakistani infrared homing missile, Israel discreetly supplied the Indian Air Force with the IAI Heron and Searcher drone, which were useful for acquiring target information along the line of sight. India has procured numerous Israeli military unmanned aircraft. In 2009, the Indian Air Force purchased around 10 Harrops in a $100 million contract with Israeli aerospace industry. Back in 1990s, the Indian Army bought Israeli drones for recce and surveillance. But in 2019, India procured 54 Harrop attack drones from the Israel. The Indian Air Force already had an inventory of around 110 of these drones. These drones are equipped with electro-optical sensors to loiter over the military targets such as surveillance bases and radar stations before exploring them. They have been designed to have a minimal radar signature, allowing them to perform stealth operations too. DRDO has developed its own domestic UAV UAS programs. This project aims to develop domestic era to replace and augment the existing fleet of unmanned vehicles. Examples include DRDO Lakshya. This is a target drone used to discrete aerial survey and research and target acquisitions. It is launched by a solid propellant rocket motor and sustained by a turbojet engine in flight. DRDO Nishant, it has been primarily designed for intelligence gathering over enemy territory. It is also used for research, surveys, training, surveillances, target designation, artillery fire corrections, and damage assessment. DRDO Aura is similar to the Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel. This is a stealth drone capable of releasing missiles, bombs, and precise guided munitions. DRDO Rustem is modeled after the American Predator UAV. The Rustem is a medium altitude long endurance MALE system. Like the Predator, the Rustem is designed to used for both surveillance and research and combat missions. It is expected to replace the supplement Heron model UAVs in the Indian Air Force. These drones can travel at 200 kilometers per hour and fly at altitude of 6,000 to 10,000 feet. The higher version of MALE or more altitude less endurance can fly up to an altitude of 30,000 feet and travel over 200 kilometers per hour. HALE or high altitude long endurance drone can go beyond 30,000 feet. The development and use of drones occurred predominantly in the context of warfare by the military until the end of the 20th century, when flying remote-controlled aircraft grew significantly as a hobby. Drones, however, evolving their mainstream civilian purposes akin to the Internet and the global positioning system, which were initially used in military. The use of drone is rapidly expanding to commercial and civil government applications like scientific, recreational agriculture, product delivery, aerial photography, infrastructure inspections, drone racing, policing and surveillance, firefighting and more. Apart from defense and research, drones have several commercial use too. They could be used for quick delivery of donated organs, enhancing agricultural efficiency by identifying factors such as moisture content and natural soil availability. Remote sensing through drones can be of significant use in disaster-prone areas, fighting fires, transportation of goods meant for public utilizations, or in detection of LPG gas leaks, which can save several lives. Drones are common sights even in weddings across India. Civilians' UAVs now vastly outnumber their military counterparts. One would attribute this to a lowering cost of production and increasing usability of maturing technology. UAVs are traditionally being used by Indian Defence Forces since 1999. Drones have been used in India for some time. However, their use got public attention in 2014 when Pizzeria in Mumbai delivered a pizza by UAV. The police, realizing that there were no regulations on drone, banned the use. In 2014, ban was imposed on the civil usage of UAVs in the interest of national security, and Directorate General of Foreign Trade banned its imports too. This was followed by DGCA issuing a public notice in October 2014 imposing a blanket ban on the use of civil drones in the interest of national security. While the ban has been imposed due to national security, the DGCA acknowledged the drones have potential for a large number of civil applications. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has been working for several years to establish a leading drone ecosystem in India. To the end, it was necessary to develop a global standard drone regulations that would permit, will appropriate safeguard and commercial application of various drone technology. The preparation of these drone regulations through the civil aviation requirement has taken multiple years because number one, drone technologies have been evolving very rapidly. Number two, many countries are still experimenting with the drone regulations and no standards have been deployed. And number three, India's security environment necessitates extra precautions. The DGCA, Directorate General of Civil Aviation, realized the much-awaited National Drone Policy of 2018, and the Ministry of Civil Aviation realized the National Counter-Rogue Drone Guidelines to address the security issues by unregulated and unchecked operations of drones, thereby laying down primitive measures, creating awareness, understanding the multidimensionality of drone threats. A no-fly zone is an area established by a military power over which certain aircraft are not allowed to fly in 2020. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has launched an airspace map of India for drone operations, allowing civilian drones operators to check the demarcated no-fly zone, and they will need to undergo certain formalities before flying one. After the two explosive Laden drones crashed into the IAF Indian Air Force station at Jammu Airport, two Indian Air Force personnel were injured in the explosion that took place around 1:40 am within 6 minutes of each other. The first blast ripped off the roof of a single-story building at the high-security technical area of the airport manned by the IAF in Satwari area of the city, and the second one was on the ground, which occurred in 2021. The Drone Rules 2021 is a suppression of the earlier existed Manned Aircraft System rules. The drone rules were issued by the Ministry of Civil Aviation in 2021 August and do not apply to drones used by the Naval, Military and Air Force of India. Digital Sky Platform means the online platform hosted by the DGCA for various activities related to the management of unmanned aircraft system activities in India. It will tremendously help startups and other youth working in this sector. It will open up new possibilities for innovations and business. It will help leverage India's strength in innovation, technology and engineering to make India a better drone hub. The Ministry of Civil Aviation on February 2022 has issued the Drone Amendment Rule to further amend the Drone Rules 2021. The Civil Aviation Ministry latest notification on the Unmanned Aerial System Rule 2021 not only specifies the norms for operating UAS and drones, but also lists the quantums of punishment for unauthorized flying and manufacturing. Drone range from rupees 25,000 to rupees 5 lakh. Telangana to launch its unique Medicine from the Sky project, as a part of which drones will carry medicine and vaccines to far-flung areas. Drone technology in agri and farming sectors include irrigation monitoring, crop health monitoring and surveillance, crop damage assessment, field soil analysis, planting, agricultural spraying, and livestock tracking. As innovators introduce new technologies, their commercial uses increase day by day. The government has been easing restrictions for drone usage and supporting startups to come up with novel ideas. As drone surveys become more common, they are more cost effective. Kisan Drone Yatra was launched by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, marking a new phase in the agricultural development. 100 Kisan drones were launched from 100 places across the country for spraying pesticides and addressing other issues in rural areas. The Prime Minister also congratulated the Garuda Aerospace for the success of its initiative. It has been said by the Garuda Aerospace they would make 1 lakh made in India drones in the next 2 years. UAVs have a role in many aspects of aviation, ranging from monitoring climate changes to carrying out post-disaster search operations, filming communication in remote areas, but an imminent use of military is most well-known operation of drone. SVA-MITBA scheme, Survey of Villages and Mapping with Improvised Technology in Village Area, is an initiative of the Ministry of the Panchayati Raj that would ensure the right of rural people to document their respective properties. The mapping of land is being done using drone, and it has been targeted that by March 2025 all the villages across the country shall be covered under the scheme. The use of technology in mapping would also ensure a digital database of rural lands if acquired by future development projects. By this, we come to the end of history and evolution of drones over time. Let us move on to governing bodies of UAV in the next video.